Hey students, in this video we're adding rational expressions. So there are 3 problems that I'm going to go over and try the others in your review. First, we need to consider what are the rules for adding fractions. So this is one fraction plus another fraction. So in order to add fractions, we need to have a common denominator. But in order to get the common denominator, we need to have the factors. So we need to check, do we have factors on the denominators? This one we do, this one we don't. So we have to factor that. So this is a trinomial that needs to be factored with the x. So a times c, 1 times negative 12, that's negative 12. B value is negative 1. When we multiply or think about what two numbers to multiply to give you 12, 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4. And which one gives you a 1? 3 and 4 will give you a 1. But if we want a negative 1, we need to have more negatives. So we're going to have negative 4, positive 3. If the a value is 1, you technically divide these by 1, so it gives you the same number. So your new denominator over here is going to be x plus 3 and x minus 4. This doesn't change. So when we do now is we add if they are common denominators. X minus 4 is common, but this fraction on the left side is missing the x plus 3. So what we're going to do next is multiply this fraction times x plus 3 on the numerator and denominator. The one on the right side doesn't change because it already has the 2 factors. And we rewrite what we have now. So that will be x times x and x times 3. So that's x squared plus 3x over x plus 3 times x minus 4 plus 7 over x plus 3 times x minus 4. Now we can say that they're common denominators. So since you already have the common denominators, now you're going to combine the numerators. So here we are adding, so that makes it a little bit easier because all we're doing is adding all these terms, x squared plus 3x plus 7, and we are putting them over the binomials, the factors that we have. This is technically the answer, but you don't know how the answer choices are going to have this. They could have it in factors, so that means this trinomial, we can try factoring it, and it will be a times c, b, a times c is 1 times 7, and that's 7 up here, and then the b value is 3. What numbers do you multiply to get 7? But when you combine, you get 3. So for 7, you only need 1 times 7. And 1 times 7 will not give you that 3. So what you want to do next is just maybe, I don't know, check if with Photomath to see if you're on the right track. I checked and Photomath is showing me that the numerator is what I have. The denominator, though, it's showing in standard form in Photomath. So I want to say that this is your factored form version because you can't factor the numerator. And to get your standard form version of the answer, we do need to multiply those two binomials. So we can do that by multiplying x plus 3 times x minus 4. X times x is x squared. 3 times x is 3x. X times negative 4 is negative 4x. And negative 4 times 3 is negative 12. You combine like terms, and then we have x squared minus x minus 12 for the denominator. And then we have the same numerator, x squared minus 3x plus 7. This is the standard form answer. And again, the app of Photomath gives you that answer. So if you zoom in, you can see the signs a little bit more. All right, let's try. Oh, I noticed that here I wrote a -3, but it's +3. So yes, there you go. All right, let's try another problem. So when you add these, same process of how can I add fractions, which is having that common denominator. So that's your goal. How can I make these common denominators? So one thing you want to do is check for the factors of the denominators. These denominators cannot be factored further, so now you just got to compare. Do both of these fractions have the same factors? No. This factor is not over here, and then this factor is not over here. So what you're going to do is multiply the numerator and denominator times that factor, and then this one times the other factor. And then we rewrite our answers after we multiply these. So 3 times 3x is 9x, and 3 times negative 8 is negative 24. That is going to be over the factors of 3x minus 8 times x minus 5. You're going to be adding this to the multiplication of 6 times x, which is 6x, and 6 times negative 5, which is negative 30. And then the denominators are the same. When your denominators are the same, you want to just look at your numerators and combine those. So combine the numerators. And you're going to have 9x minus 24 plus 6x minus 30 all together over 3x minus 8 times x minus 5. The combining part needs to be simplified. So now you notice that you do have to keep going. You have to simplify by combining like terms. 9x plus 6x, that's going to give you 15x. And negative 24 plus negative 30, that's going to be negative 54. That's over the binomials of 3x minus 8 times x minus 5. So this answer, you need to check if it's simplified. The top, the numerator, can be simplified. I believe you can divide both of them by 3. So let's try that. And that will give me 5x minus 18. So 5 and 18 cannot be divided by any number, so that is the correct GCF. And then you have 3x minus 8 and x minus 5. So this would be the factored answer, factored form. And then to get the standard form, you just multiply everything back together. So this numerator will come back to this as an answer. So 15x minus 54. And then the denominator is binomial times binomial. So I'm going to do the multiplication right here. 3x minus 8 and x minus 5. And 3x times x is 3x squared. Negative 8 times x is negative 8x. Negative 5 times 3x is negative 15x. And then negative times negative is positive. 8 times 5 is 40. Combine like terms, and we're going to end up with 3x squared. So I'll just write it over here. Minus 23x plus 40. So this is the standard form. All right, rewind the video if you need to rewatch the process. Let's try one more problem. So following the format of, we need the common denominators. To get common denominators, we need to have the same factors. So you want to factor your denominators. This denominator has a GCF of 2, and that results in 2 times x minus 8. This denominator has a trinomial, so we want to do the x, a times c and b. A times c is 1 times negative 24, so that's negative 24, and b is negative 5. The numbers you multiply for 24 are 1 times 24, 2 times 12, 3 times 8. 3 and 8 gives you that 5. 3 and 8 gives you that 5 if you subtract. So we want to have negative 5 as an answer, so we want to have negative 8. These give you the binomial of x plus 3 and x minus 8. Okay? I may have gone too fast on the talking there, so you might want to rewind and rewatch what happened. Next, we want to keep the numerator the way it is. And then we want to consider looking at the factors. So x minus 8 is common already. And this one does not have x plus 3. So we want to add x plus 3 on this side and that side. This side does not have 2. So we want to include that 2. And now we multiply. We multiply these two binomials, and then this 2 times these 2. So that's going to give you 4x minus 12 over here. And the factors are going to be 2 times x plus 3 times x minus 8 plus 2 times x plus 3 times x minus 8. And the numerators are binomials, so we do have to do a box. X plus 3, x plus 1. X times x is x squared. 3 times x is 3x. X times 1 is 1x. And 3 times 1 is 3. Okay. Then we combine like terms. And we get x squared plus 4x plus 3. So this trinomial is being added to this binomial because now we have common denominators. And when we add these two, it ends up looking like this. It ends up looking like x squared plus 4x plus 3 plus 4x minus 12. So a big one. So you need to simplify next. To simplify, you want to combine like terms. So that results in x squared plus 8x and 3 minus 12, that's negative 9. With 2 times x plus 3 times x minus 8. Then you have the trinomial, and you want to check if it simplifies to two binomials. That would be you checking with the x, 8 times c and b. 1 times negative 9 is negative 9, and then the b is positive 8. So the factors of negative 9 are 1 and 9, and to get 8, we need to subtract 1 from 9. Negative 1 plus 9. So x minus 1, x plus 9 are your factors here. And then 2 times x plus 3 times x minus 8 are your factors there. So this is the factored version of the answer. And then to get the standard, we will multiply them back together. So this will multiply and get back to x squared plus 8x minus 9. And then the denominators is you multiplying these back together. So I'm going to write that on the side right here. 2 times x plus 3 times x minus 8. 2 times x plus 3, that's 2x plus 6. And then now we do the box method for 2x plus 6, x minus 8. So 2x times x is 2x squared. 6 times x is 6x. 2 times negative 8 is negative 16x. And 6 times negative 8 is negative 48. You combine like terms, and you end up with 2x squared minus 10x minus 48. So I'm going to write that down here. 2x squared minus 10x minus 48. And this will be your standard form. And when you again feel like this is just too crazy or it's hard to believe that those are the answers, just use your Photomath app again. And I'm going to scan this just to show you how Photomath has the answer. And if you notice, Photomath has that same answer that we got. Okay. All right, that's the video for adding. Hopefully this video helps you.